Hello everyone, this is Weird114. I will be reviewing the mobile suit F-71 from the series Gundam F-91. That was the box, in case you couldn't tell. Here's the actual mobile suit. Now, as you can see, it's a pretty simple little mobile suit, 1/100 scale. Very small for being that scale. It surprised me quite a bit. It's also a no grade. As you can see, it's turquoise with red on the chest, cockpit, bottom of the feet, yellow accents on the wrist. The red continues to wrap around here, and then there's gray on the thrusters, and this little cover things up here, and the gun barrels. Hands and joints are also gray. It's got gray vents, which is a very nice detail. And let's go on with articulation. Head moves that far, and that far. It goes up that high and down that low. It has almost no articulation, but then for no grade, what else do you really expect? His arm goes all the way around. Shoulder pad falls off apparently. You can lift his arm that far. That's because of the arm guard. I'm sure if it wasn't there, he'd go a lot farther because you have that huge gap in it. His arm will bend, his elbow will bend forward, backward, will rotate, which is a nice feature. His wrist is on a ball joint, so it will rotate and has a lot of wiggle. What surprised me for being a no grade, he has very good hand articulation. That hand opens up and the trigger finger is separate from these three. Like I said, that's surprising, but I think that's just a feature of the 1/100s. I don't know. I haven't built very many of them. He has no waist articulation because this cockpit right here gets in the way of that. It kind of prevents him from moving. Front skirts, I don't move that far independently of each other. Side skirts move out pretty far considering the limited front skirt articulation. Back skirts don't move, they're just attached. Legs go forward, out, not that far, but he's got really just that simple joint there. And do not go backwards that much. His knee bends in one joint, and it still goes back very far considering how chunky his lower legs are. And his ankles do this little arc motion and are on a ball joint. So, but you can't rotate them. For a no grade, I'd say that's pretty good. As for stickers, you have these yellow details here, and the red stripes on each, red on the cockpit, and that's really all. Not that many stickers, but I don't think he really needs it. The other bit of color, the red on the foot, that's actually plastic. The vents are plastic little piping here. He's got very good detail, but as you can probably tell, I'm pretty lazy in my Gundam building, so I don't detail a lot. And let's move on to his accessories. He really has only two that attach to him, and that's if you take off these covers up here. So let's get those off, or see if I can get them off. I was having a hard time doing it earlier. There we go. Now, you take both these off. You see they've got little pegs, and I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there's little holes up there. It comes with two of these, which is like a 4-barreled Gatling gun. It's got really good detailing. Red sticker wrapped around here. It's got a peg, and you guessed it, you just kind of plug it right in. See if I can, there we go. And line that in. They are up and down, and oh, that one fell out. As you can see, they've got fairly limited range. They can go up and down, rotate a little bit, but that's just because of the joint they're on. And then on the box you saw you had a fairly imposing presence. You can kind of do something similar, but because of the curve of the trigger finger, it doesn't really look that good. But I just like keeping him posed like this because he looks pretty intimidating. I mean, you got two guns bearing down on you at all times, and I think that looks pretty good. Oh, the cockpit is also a sticker, in case I forgot to mention before. Gun barrels in his wrist. So for a 1/100 no grade, I really like this guy even though he's little. I mean, he's got quite a bit of really good articulation. What really run me over with these, because I'm a fan of the gun cannon mobile suit from the original series, and he just reminded me of it. When I ordered him online from GundamStormWar.com, he didn't have, well, he looked like he'd be white, but just throwing that out there, he's a weird turquoise green color. That upset me when I opened him, well, isn't he supposed to be a white mobile suit? But I'm like, no, I kind of like the way he looks just with this turquoise. I don't know about it, but it's slowly winning me over. But this is Weird114, and for a cheap little no grade. I think I paid about $9.95 for them. I really like it.